after I started to take Kira in, by the way, she was very timid. They dropped her off at my house, and they also I did not know which dog I was going to get. So I kind of knew what I was getting myself into, only to an extent. But when she showed up at my doorstep and hiding and under the porch, like trying to get underneath the porch furniture, and I realized that this was going to be difficult. So how to push through. And it's really as simple as looking at my dog and being like, okay, that's the mission. That's the reason. Keep on moving forward. There's times where it is just difficult because it requires a lot of energy, a lot of resources. We've invested a lot of money into, within our candles, we call them clean burning candles. And that means that we use 100% soy wax. And then that does not have no carcinogens, no toxins, no phthalates. She told me that she feeds 230 plus dogs a day. So she starts at 4 a.m. and then she goes back later in the evening after working all day and feeds these dogs. These dogs are depending on her.
Welcome back to InStar Podcast. Trust me, today's episode is going to stick with you. It is the kind of story that keeps us excited to make this podcast. Think about the year 2020. Lockdowns, uncertainty, the entire world was upside down. And right in the middle of it all, our guest opens her door to a street dog flown in from Kolkata, India. You're about to hear a journey filled with heart, purpose, and the power of one small rescue to change everything. Joining us today is Natalie Vazquez, the founder of Halo Luminary Candle Co. Natalie, thank you very much for being here to share the Kyra story and the story of your company.
Oh, it's my pleasure to be here.
Kyra's journey made possible by organizations like Stray Dog Support Inc. Kiran, better known as Kyra, which translates to Ray of Light. And wow, did she live up to the name? Not only did Kyra bring warmth and joy during one of the darkest times, she also sparked the birth of a mission-driven family business that's now spreading light far beyond their home. It ignited a passion for rescue work that led to the creation of Halo Luminary Candle Co., a pure, natural candle business rooted in Kyra's radiant namesake.
Thank you.
For those who are meeting you for the first time, Natalie, could you tell us a bit about who you are?
Absolutely. So, as a visionary at heart, as well as an international traveler, okay, so during my college years, I went to Spain, I've been to Ecuador, I've been to Italy, and I've been able to immerse myself in culture and come back with the lens that has helped me build Halo Luminary Candle Company. Alongside Halo Luminary Candle Company, I also hold other roles. So I teach intro to podcasting at Point Park University, as well as I am a full-time staff member at the University of Pittsburgh, and that's going on almost 10 years. So I consider myself just a lifelong learner at heart. And wherever there's a challenge and there's passion and I feel connected, that's where my heart and soul goes, that's where the energy goes, and that's what Halo is all about.
There are a lot of roles you're talking about, and so how do you manage like all these roles? Like, is it something like it's in you, or it is like the inspiration from your family?
It's both. I think I find myself to be a very ambitious individual, and so if I feel connected to something and there is a mission involved, like it's helping not only particularly Kira or a dog, it's manifesting in other ways and is expanding, then that's where I put my energy and focus. But I think that within each one of my roles at Point Park and at Pitt, it has helped me mold myself to who I am so then I can be that founder and owner and push forward as an entrepreneur. So it goes full circle. I think it's a mesh. It just is involved with everything. So it all interlinks, and whatever I've learned throughout my experiences in different roles has helped me build where I'm at right now.
So you always talked about your mom.
Yeah.
So is it your mom is the inspiration for what you do now as this?
She is the root alongside as my dog, but my mom, she is the one that experimented with the candles. She is the one that during COVID, she played around with which ingredients to use, how to make our candle stand out amongst the others. Alongside, my role in it was more of the aesthetic, the branding, bringing in that dog aspect. And so with her focus in perfecting how to make a candle, with my focus as in branding, aesthetic, video production, and also the heart and soul of it, my dog as the mission, it was just a perfect combination.
You're a team.
We're a team, and it's grown. We have interns, and we continue to grow when we go to vending events. And also, it's not just my mom; it's my father. We bring in other family members at times, so you can't do it alone. That's for sure.
So, coming to dogs, and who don't love dogs?
I know.
And can you take us back to year 2020? We all remember that. It's the beginning of COVID. How did you get the idea of fostering a dog from India? People go like in nearby countries or in the US. How you came up with this idea?
Yeah, so as I've mentioned, I am like a world traveler. So that has been the start of everything. So while I was abroad, I was culturally aware of what was happening. And when I came back, I recognized that specifically in Puerto Rico and Ecuador, there were a lot of dogs on the streets. And so at the time, I was working at Pitt, as I continued to do so, but we were going remote because of COVID. So this was the perfect moment to take on a foster. So I was scrolling on Facebook, and I came across Two Ladies for a Paws, which is in Pittsburgh, and they are connected to Stray Dog Support, Inc. Okay, and so they were bringing over a handful of dogs from India. So I thought to myself, if I can't travel during this time, I want a dog from a different country, because I want to bring that into my house. I want to be involved in that. So that was the perfect time to foster. And then shortly after, it was like a week or two after I started to take Kira in. By the way, she was very timid. They dropped her off at my house, and they also I did not know which dog I was going to get. So it was just a mix of dogs on Facebook, and I just put out an application, and they're like, okay, how is your living? What do you do? Do you like to run? Do you like to walk? And I just filled it all out, and they're like, we have the dog for you. And from what I understand, this dog was one of the last ones available because nobody wanted her because she was so timid and scared. So I kind of knew what I was getting myself into, only to an extent. But when she showed up at my doorstep and hiding and under the porch, like trying to get underneath the porch furniture, and I realized that this was going to be difficult. So then finally I got her in. I fostered her for 2 weeks. I sent them pictures, and then all of a sudden people wanted her. And I was like, I don't want this dog to go through any more trauma, any more change. I'm taking her. So I ended up adopting her. And then I was home working remotely all of the pandemic and still continue to do so for the most part. So she's had my focus, and I've been able to rehabilitate her. And she's gone from being this timid, skeleton-like dog to a dog that is thriving in confidence and gets 3 walks a day and has so much sass. And she's just a pleasant dog to be around, but totally different than when I had in the beginning.
Beautiful story, Natalie. So you always had a love for dogs, or as a kid, you growing up? Okay.
Yes, but I never had a foster or a rescue dog. So this was the first time. And again, like I did not know how difficult it was going to be, but I was up for the challenge, especially during that time. I had my own home. I was established in Pittsburgh. So I always had a passion for animals in general. And again, with Stray Dog Support, they don't only help dogs. They help all animals, donkeys, anything on the streets internationally. So that's where I felt drawn to. And I think at that point in my life, I just needed that companionship. And that's where Kira came in for me and helped me through that time where everyone is in solitude and couldn't go out. And she brought that light into my home.
Yeah, 2020 is like such a tough times for everyone, and definitely, I think you needed something, and that you changed everything from since then. So, like, can you tell us like little about the process, like, because not many people know about like how to get these dogs from other country or foster dogs from anything like any other animal. Do you know? Can you give us a little
I
bit?
can do a brief overview of it from
Yeah.
my personal experience. So I think that the rescue foundations and nonprofits in Pittsburgh do a solid job of getting the information out on social media. So obviously there's an application process, but the partnerships and collaborations they have with Stray Dog Support, and Stray Dog Support connects with all different partners and nonprofits in the United States and in Canada. But from my experience with that partnership, they're able to navigate which dog would be best best suited for the family or the individual. But again, there's dogs that stay in those nonprofit rescues for a very long time. And that's when social media, I think, comes into play with showcasing the dog and their story. It's all about the story. And that's where Halo comes in. And I know we'll get to that. But that's why we made the products we make, is because we wanted to highlight and honor those dogs that might not be well known yet, or people might not know about them, and giving them that oomph on social media as well.
Yeah. So, like, so they ship the dog from other countries through. How they do that? Like,
So it's all,
It's
from
like
what I
through
understand,
ships, or-
it's voluntary. So Stray Dog Support has a team, and they have volunteers that are in those countries that travel with the dogs.
oh,
Yes. So Kira came along with, I think, 4 or 5 other dogs. And then there was a volunteer with Kira to make sure that they got to the United States properly. And then they get partnered with whatever nonprofit is going to be local to that state. And that's how it has worked.
Kira is a beautiful name. Can you tell me more about this name and the concept of candles?
Absolutely. So Kira was named by the feeder that found her. And luckily I was able to find who the feeder was and get the story. And so she informed me that Kira, or Kiren, means ray of light. And so that is where the origin comes from, Halo. We wanted to dive into what can make our candle different, or why even pick candles. So whenever we heard that Kiren meant ray of light, my mom and I started to think about how we can create a product that parallels her name so we could feel connected to that origin story. And so that is where the candles came about. And so we were thinking of, collars that had flashlights on them, flashlights. All these ideas were coming into play. But then since my mom took the lead on the craft of candle making, based off of even the vessel that we use, it creates like this halo effect. When it's lit, you could see the light around it. So yeah, the candle itself, when it's lit, it just shows it right around it. And that's how the ray of light name came to be with the candle. And that's also how we imagine our candles kind of standing out amongst our competitors or other candles in itself, amongst other things too. But we take pride in the story.
So you said like on your website, like you make the candles using the pure natural ingredients. So like what generally we get from the market is different, you're saying, like, and why you do select this natural ingredients?
Absolutely. Very good question. So within our candles, we call them clean burning candles. And that means that we use 100% soy wax. And then that does not have no carcinogens, no toxins, no phthalates. In comparison to maybe other candles on the market, they may use paraffin wax, which includes toxins in it. And so this goes back to when I was young, and in any family, you buy candles from the department store, you buy candles from the doctor, wherever it is, you light it. What I noticed is that I was getting headaches. I did not know why, but that deterred me from even lighting candles. until most recently when we started to explore the different ways and avenues to create a clean burning candle. So in terms of our candle, we use, again, 100% soy wax, and we want to make sure that whoever is lighting our candle is having a high quality experience and it's not creating any health concerns to them. So I wouldn't want to light something that was going to cause me any issues health-wise, and so that's what we are dedicated to as well.
That's because I had this same experience. Like most candles have this smell very intense, and and I'll stop after a few minutes lighting them. So I'll try your candles though.
It also depends on the wick too.
Okay.
So we use 100%. We use 100% cotton wick, and that's different than wicks that might be coated with a specific type of wax that might have a toxin to it. So that also is something we consider. So
Kyra's story bring this unique combination, like a connection with an international and the local rescue programs. So, like, how do you started this process, which is challenging, right? Like at times. So, and every candle you make is named after the fragrance. So, like, can you tell us, like, what is this? What you guys do actually, and how you made this more interesting?
Yes. So, in order for our candles to, I guess you could say, stand out amongst the crowd or make it a little bit more authentic to our mission, we focus on international stray dogs. So, what we do is we name candles after rescue dogs, and that's, for example, Tanvi. This is an international stray dog that was rescued and now in Pittsburgh. So this is a neighbor of Kira. And so we tend to focus on stories that are dogs that either have been rescued or not rescued yet to highlight them. And so internationally, we go to Stray Dog Support website, we scan their website, we find the names. We also start to mix the fragrance oils and make sure that it kind of parallels the name. So, for example, Tanvi, mandarin, grapefruit, zesty peppercorn. So it has a little bit more of a springy flair to it. It's tangy. So Tanvi, tangy. So we kind of have a little play on words there. And then in terms of local, what we've done is we've focused in on local nonprofit rescues, and then we would highlight one of their dogs. So we might change out the label and name a candle after them. And we continue to do that and grow and make those collaborations happen. It is a challenge for sure because a lot of these nonprofits have volunteers. And so to create and establish a relationship and make sure that if we're going to put time into showcasing one of their animals or dogs or cats, that they're able to push it forward too. So that's something that we continue to do. Alongside, we are also in a bookstore that's owned by a woman in Brentwood, Blythe Bookstore, and they hold some of our products as well. So that is how we kind of connect locally, and then we go to vending events. We've been to Market Square, and then if there's like a candle party, we do candle house parties locally. So if the person that's hosting or at their home, they have a rescue foundation that they're very focused into or they feel passionate about, we'll connect with that rescue and the funds would go to them.
Oh.
Yeah. Or if they have a rescue dog, then we'll name a candle after the rescue dog, and then we'll highlight that as like a raffle basket. So there's a lot of creative approaches to go about it.
So like when you name a candle after a dog, so is it like how many candles you name, or it's like a complete batch, or like how do you?
Yes, it's the complete scent. So as soon as we come up with the fragrance,
so the dog name is on that.
So Tanvi is mandarin, grapefruit, and zesty peppercorn.
So Tanvi is the name.
Tanvi is that. So we have established the branding for that. Sometimes we'll switch them out, but over the course of 5 years, we've dabbled in so many different scents to see which ones are the favorites. And then we've established the name, so we're very cautious of changing the name at this point because a lot of our returning customers say, I want the Tanvi candle, or I want the Poochki candle. So
you cannot change the
we can't change it because they get established. Like hazel is one of our top sellers for the fall. So, and it's all seasonal. So we have like a batch per season. And sometimes we get customers come out and like, we know it's not fall, but we really want a hot apple pie with cinnamon drizzle candle, and you guys make it without all the the non-toxic scents. So can you do this for us, and we'll have it. So we could get a lot of returning customers, and they know it from the establishment of the brand.
Yeah.
But we do like to rotate out the names. Or my mom is very good at this. She likes to start new fragrances and new products. Hence all of the things that we have here. It just has grown. So, but yeah, we continue to grow in that respect.
Can you show us like few products like
Sure.
You have here?
Yeah. So, for example, TMV, we started out with a candle, and then we had a customer come to us and be like, "Do you have it in a body lotion? Do you have it in a spritzer? Do you have it in a soap?" And so this is where, quote unquote, the Paul packs came in. So we're still working on this, but we've enhanced our products or have expanded by making the body lotions, by making the liquid soaps.
Is it a body wash?
This is olive oil liquid soap. So you could use this.
And soap.
Yes, in the bathroom, in the kitchen, and then we also have some hand soaps, another like a bar soap, and then we also have dog soap, a Wash Me Please dog soap, and it has on here. It kind of gives them a nice little massage.
Yeah.
Because it has these grooves in it. So my dog, she gets the Wash Me Please, and this is again all natural glycerin, so it's safe for dogs. And so we have spritzers, we have room spritzers, all different based off of the candle scent. So we started with the candles, and then since customers wanted it in lotions and soaps, we took that same fragrance and put it in that type of form. But yeah, so.
Okay, so probably the dogs might like some fragrances too, right? Like, is there anything that you noticed in these 5 years that dogs like more? Like, for your dog, Kyra.
I mean, she doesn't mind. She doesn't like being washed. I don't know what she likes being washed, but she certainly likes. She smells beautiful afterwards. But so, I mean, I'm not sure if the dogs think any differently of the scents, but again, they're natural. So we want to make sure that it's safe for them.
Okay, the only reason I ask is because dogs are more sensitive.
They're very sensitive. Yeah.
So, like which stores actually? You said Brentwood store has these. Any other stores in Pittsburgh contain your candles?
So, yes, the Blythe bookstore, they have our soaps right now. And then I'm located in Brentwood, so I have my home store. And so you could order online, or I have a lot of customers that come to my house and purchase, or if I do like markets around Pittsburgh, a lot of vending markets for Small Business Saturday or whatnot. You might see us, and we've gotten customers be like, "Oh yes, Halo's here finally!" So we are slowly establishing ourselves. It takes years, but we're doing it. But that's where we're started out in Pittsburgh and Brentwood, and then we've expanded into Buffalo. And I'm happy to go that direction too with it if you'd like me to talk about that.
Yeah, we'll definitely dig into your company more.
Yeah.
Before that, we wanted to understand, since you're doing a service to the dogs, which is most beautiful thing. For in any scenario, like a lot of people, we love dogs, but like how many people take a rescue dog, and that's like in a challenging time. So that's having said that, like, can you tell like how this organization actually helps, like supporting, like I mean to say financially, how you're able to make it because to support dogs, like. Was it difficult in the beginning, or like how gradually?
Sure. So I'll clarify. So Halo Luminary Candle Company is an LLC, but we partner with nonprofit rescues. Okay. So we make contributions quarterly to those nonprofits based off of our sales. So it can fluctuate. The way in which Halo helps rescues is by funds.
Okay.
And by what we'd love to do is actually go and bring things to the nonprofits, whether it's treats or food to the dogs. But our initiative is driven by the mission of Stray Dog Support Inc. So whatever they need at the time, they will put the funds to, whether it's any kind of hospital bills, travel for those dogs to come to the United States, anything they need while they're on the streets. So we leave that up to that nonprofit to handle. But we have such a great relationship and partnership with Stray Dog Support. Helen, she is the founder. She's the owner of that nonprofit, and all of it goes to those animals. So we have established that relationship and continue to do so.
It's a nice thing to do. Like, Natalie, so I know like you've been doing this for 5 years. Like, what was the most satisfying thing in these 5 years? Or probably you might have many, but can you tell us once?
What my mom and I love is that when we go to a vending event and we have someone come up to our table and they bring other people and they're like, oh, they have this candle. Oh my gosh, this smells amazing. And then they realize the dog aspect of it. And so then it brings more camaraderie to it, and they end up buying so many products practically for themselves. They go to buy for someone else. They're like, I want this one too, so I got to buy two of them, one for me and one for the other person. So it's so just it feels so good to see those returning customers come, and most of them have rescue animals, so they feel connected. But the one question I always ask when I'm at a vending event to the customer is, do you have a rescue animal, or do you have a dog? Do you have pets? Do you have animals? And then that's how I feel connected to them, because I want to hear their story.
Okay.
And once I know that, like, okay, they are an animal lover, then I will kind of make the full circle and talk about Kira and display the products and talk about the products. And that's when it clicks, because it might be hard for someone that just kind of goes to a vending event and sees candles, and like they might not see that connection with the dog. So getting that clarification and helping as the founder and owner and someone that works for the company is to make that connection with the customer.
So like if anyone from the Pittsburgh, because you're based in Pittsburgh and also expanding to other places, but they have a foster dog, and if they reach you and they wanted their dog name to be introduced as one of the fragrance in your candle, like, would you able to do that on the request?
Yeah, so ebbs and flows of that on our website, there is a customize your candle. And we have that available at certain times of the year. So for the holidays, we have it available, and we will get notified. And you could fill out the form on the website, and then you could pick from the drop down of what scents are available. You could put the name of the animal, the dog, the person if you want. And then we would make that. And that's me making the labels. I do all the design work here. So I will get the notification, and I will make sure that it's perfect. So.
These designs are very beautiful. I actually like them.
Thank you.
Can you also explain, because I know it's not easy, because I've seen where small business experienced biggest challenges time to time. So what was your biggest challenge during these 5 years?
The consistency, and knowing that this is a passion project, and knowing my family has full-time jobs. So how to push through. And it's really as simple as looking at my dog and being like, okay, that's the mission. That's the reason. Keep on moving forward. There's times where it is just difficult because it requires a lot of energy, a lot of resources. We've invested a lot of money into the ingredients, the materials, the supplies. It's constant. So that's one of the things that my mom does fantastic with. Just her drive and love for this goes beyond measure. And she's just in her zone. She's in her zone. That's on her days off. She's in her basement making candles, making soaps, making lotions. And the aesthetic approach of it, she loves how to, like, the display of it is something that she just absolutely loves doing and is so good at it. For example, we have a house party this weekend and for the holidays, and the whole house is just Halo products everywhere for people to come. Open house. So
since you said it's a holidays time, and definitely this is a time when people buy a lot of different things. So can you also make a Christmas theme candles? Or
we do. We do have our Christmas themed candles. We have Wish, and we have Capone, and so these are all named after dogs. So Wish, we felt like it was appropriate for the time of year. We have, one of our customers wanted Moonlight, so we'll switch that out too as a customized candle. Oh, Tinsel is our Cranberry Frost. That's one of our top sellers. So Wish is more of that pine, Christmas in a candle. And then we have Mr. Fox, which is a lot more notes of like earthy tones, so that woodsy smell. And then Tinsel is cranberry frost, so it just has that real crisp cranberry scent to it.
So, like, it looks like this is not an easy business because you need to understand fragrances. Definitely, you have to source the ingredients, and you need to combine them to make different. So, like, you do all this by yourself, your mom and you, or it's like
Yeah.
use
Yes.
some experts? No.
So my mom, she has experience in essential oils. She goes back and yes. So she has a lot of years of experience with essential oils and how to use them, and as well as fragrance oils and creating those blends. So we use clean scents, and that means that it's brought in by essential oils, and that's from the earth to make those blends. So yeah, I mean, she does it all. We do all the test strips, and we see which ones work best together, and we make those customized blends that are unique and that you can't find at a store per se. We do have people that come up to us and be like, "Can you make this type of scent?" And then we'll kind of try our darn best, and usually it's either right on or even better.
So yeah, so like, do you get most of the requests through online?
The most of our requests are in person.
Okay.
So again, to sell a candle online is difficult because it's an experience. People want to be able to smell the candle. So yeah, social media is an outlet where we can talk about the candle, we could display the candle, but until that person smells it or has someone that has it and says, "Oh my gosh, you need this," it's a little bit more difficult. So we rely more on in person, and then most of our returning customers go online.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
So, like, I'll ask one more question because it's a non-profit setting, right? Like, how do you get everything needed for I know you're not
You're right.
100% non-profit, but it's a LLC, but working with a non-profit.
Right.
So, like, do you able to get any help because you're helping other people?
No.
Okay.
No, I mean, women's small businesses, I'm sure there's grants and all, but so far, nothing that's kind of, no, not yet.
Even the tax or anything, like, because you're helping somebody.
Donations.
Okay.
I guess it's considered a donation, but that's something that that's an area we still have to explore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, in the beginning, like, because you started this one, did anybody like challenge you, like, "Hey, what are you doing? It doesn't
Yeah.
make any sense," or like any pushback?
I think it's more so just the connotation of candles. Like, really, there's so many candles out there. Why put the energy into a candle? And I think it comes to the point of educating people of what the difference is between a high quality candle versus one that you might get at a department store. And so once they experience the candle, like, oh, because I was never really fully into candles. Like, if someone gave me a candle for a gift, I'd be like, oh, well, I mean, that's kind of like a go-to gift. But then what makes it different, again, is the story, it's the mission. And that's where I felt more connected to.
So, like, like, there are so many candle brands available. Like, everywhere you go, like any store, like, how do you differentiate your candles? Because there are also naturals available.
Yeah.
And they're like different qualities, like high end, low end, whatever it is. So how do you differentiate between those and yours?
Story, mission. So when people understand that a portion of the proceeds is going to a rescue foundation, they're more inclined to spending a little bit more money. Whereas when you're buying a candle at a department store or just a store in general, that's not the case. Maybe in some other organizations or other companies, but that's the difference, is the story, is the connection with the rescue dogs.
So that is your USP.
Yes, that's the USB.
Okay.
And we stay really niche into that.
Definitely. I think dogs bring a lot of happiness generally, and the scents with them also probably spread this perfume everywhere.
Right. Because then we have the target audience of animal lovers as well as people that like holistic products. So we kind of have the mix of the two.
So any customer feedback or a photo that they send, with their dog or anything like that? Have you received anything like that, or you want to share with us?
We get notes from the nonprofits saying thank you for the funds, thank you for the support. I have received pictures, Tanvi, for example, a picture of Tanvi by the candle when she purchased a candle. They're just ecstatic that they had a candle after Tanvi was rescued and in a good home. So yes, we get that a lot of in-person just hugs and just making relationships, making connections. And people just want the product in like all the different scents. Like one of the women came into we're located also in a winery in Buffalo. And one came in and said, oh, well, I have all of your scents and I have all of your body lotions in every scent. So it's just good to hear those kinds of comments.
Interesting. So before we go to your podcast and before we go to your future plans, can you tell us about your other side? Like you're a university professor. You teach podcast classes. So can you tell us about like where you work and what you do there?
Yes. So last year, actually during this time, I was asked to teach at Point Park University, Intro to Podcasting. And my experience in podcasting actually goes back before the pandemic. I had my own podcast for the Women in Global Leadership, Vira Hines Women in Global Leadership. And that was through the Hines Endowment. And so I hosted a podcast series that where I would interview women that have come back from their global experiences for the first time. And then I did that for several years, got that experience. And then that's when Point Park reached out to me and was like, okay, well, we'd love to have you on, teach Intro to Podcasting, and share your expertise. And at that point, I was a little nervous because I was like, oh, it's been a little time, a little imposter syndrome hit, quite honestly. But I used that momentum to push me forward. And now I'm coming up on my first semester teaching Intro to Podcasting. I had 16 to 18 students, and I've learned so much from them. And to see them grow and to produce their own podcasts has been just a delight. So we're just wrapping up now the semester, and I'll be teaching next semester too.
So like these are like credit courses, right?
Credit courses. So it's a 3-hour course it's a 3-hour course once a week. And we'll be in studio, work with equipment. We also focus on interview technique and make sure that they feel confident and learn their voice and to mold their voice so that they can share their story. So it's really preparing them for years to come and whatever they end up doing.
So the podcast is a new area. I think if students get exposed, and they can do wonders. And I also encourage everyone to start your own podcast. Even if there's a competition or anything, don't think like start something. Even if you don't know, I'm also like that. So you're doing that, a great course in Point Park University. So what are your future plans related to candle business?
Well, this is related to podcasting. So while I was teaching, I told the students I would produce a podcast series as well. And so that's where I want to push this candle business forward, is because podcasting, you use it as a medium. If you have a business, you can use it as a platform to get the word out, to educate your target audience. And so I used Halo Luminary Candle Company and then producing, which first episode is going to be coming out soon, Kindled by Kira. And so that whole podcast series will help to get the word out, to bring awareness to the brand, and educate, like I mentioned. So through that course of teaching them, I was able to also just establish myself within a new podcasting realm. So in the near future and in the future, I'm hoping that keeps on getting pushed and that we bring on people that are in nonprofits locally. And so that our target audience and the people and our customers see, okay, well, this is the person that these funds are going to, or, oh, Halo just went to the Humane Society. Now they have Humane Society person on there, or a volunteer, or connecting with the feeder in India and getting to the root and the origin of the story. We'll be talking about the candle scents themselves, how we come up with them, the stories behind each scent. That's the main focus, is to educate customer so that they know, oh, well, what does Tanvi mean? Like, what does that mean? Give them a little bit more depth into that. So
Interesting, because podcast definitely will connect customers to you, as well as for audience. I actually watched the trailer. It's a beautiful trailer from what is that?
Kindled by Kira.
Yeah, it's a beautiful audio podcast, kindled by Kyra in Spotify. You can go and watch it. I think Natalie is releasing her new episodes next year. Hopefully, you can listen in the car. I liked it, and hopefully, you also like it. Coming to our next section, rapid fire. What is the single most surprising thing you learned about International Street Dog Rescue?
Yeah, very good question. So after talking to the feeder that found Kira, she told me that she feeds 230 plus dogs a day. So she starts at 4 a.m. and then she goes back later in the evening after working all day and feeds these dogs. These dogs are depending on her. So that's one thing that was just jaw-dropping to think, I have one dog, but she's feeding 230 dogs on the streets and they're depending on her.
Wow. If you had to pick one, is the authenticity or the aesthetics more important for your brand's digital presence?
Another very good question. I think they go hand in hand. I think aesthetics are embedded into authenticity with us because we're going from the origin story. So the aesthetics come from the authenticity because it's coming from India. It's as in the root of the brand, the design, and the origin story has come from Kira, but it's also, I've done a lot of research within the patterns and textures used. So it's actually stemming from Diwali and the celebration of light as well. So I think it goes hand in hand at times.
Soy, coconut, or beeswax? Which one is your go-to and why?
So I would say 100% soy, and multiple reasons why. It's eco-friendly, it's biodegradable, it's obviously good for the environment, it has a very strong hot throw to it, and it is vegan, it's made from soybean.
What is the hardest scent to successfully create in all natural candle?
I think it's just creating a blend of multiple extracts from essential oils in itself, so making that unique.
If a candle could tell a story, what scent note is Kyra?
Nag Champa.
One word to describe a successful adoption.
Devotion.
Okay. What is one thing that Pittsburgh rescue community does exceptionally well?
Social media.
So I have this question, like for anybody who wants to do a small business like and connect to a purpose. What is your advice?
Good question. I think you have to feel so connected to it. You have to find that passion within it. And if you feel that and you feel that drive, then you go for it and create that momentum. Knowing the mission, knowing and feeling driven to like a elevator pitch, like knowing what you want to do. You gotta root down the purpose of it and the why. If you have your why, that can push you forward. Until you get there, it might be a little bit more difficult. Once you have your why, then it's finding the resources to make it happen. And knowing that you can't do it alone. You got to find the resources, meaning you have to collaborate with people.
Definitely family support helps. And, for our audience, like what is the best way to reach you if they have any questions about your company or any other questions related to the purpose you're doing, how they can reach out to you?
So you could visit our website at haloluminarycandles.com. You can go to our Instagram page as well as Facebook.
Natalie, this has been such an inspiring conversation. We have traveled from the streets of Kolkata to the heart of Pittsburgh, tracing the ray of light that is Kyra, and seeing how one rescue dog transformed a family's passion into mission-driven business. Thank you for showing us that every single purchase, every single candle named after a future rescue is a tangible act of support, helping to fund the next successful adoption story. You and your family are truly proving that when you follow your heart, you can light up the world, one week and one rescue at a time. Natalie, thank you again for sharing your heart, your story, and your light with us today. It's been an absolute pleasure. That wraps up another episode of Ind Star Podcast. Please like, share, follow, and subscribe us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Join us next week. Until then, stay inspired and keep shining. Thank you for watching Ind Star Podcast.
And I encourage all the listeners to reach out to me on the website, HaloLuminaryCandleCompany.com, on Instagram, share, like our posts, check out our holiday items, as well as don't forget to support some local businesses like us. Thank you.
Thank you again. We'll also keep their website and her upcoming podcast, Kindle by Kyra, on our website as well as on this video.